Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathy Leone, and these are some of the stories coming today to Herald-Tribune.com. The U.S. Census Bureau has released more population data from 2017, taking a closer look at population growth in all the municipalities. We are breaking it all down. Bids are in for the City of Northport's planned $11 million aquatic center at Butler Park. The initial concept had something for everyone, including 25-meter pool, lazy river, kids' activity pool, slides, locker room, and concession. With all that, its goal is to not only enhance quality of life, but also be an economic driver. Reporter Earl Kimmel has more on this. Well, as the city starts repairs on Miami, Venice, and Tampa Avenues, the Venice Farmers Market is moving closer to City Hall, and while it will have a new address, not much else should change. While a few vendors will likely take the summer off, as many as 45 others are expected to still participate. And as the rebuild for the downtown core streets in Venice is going on, reconstruction plan for the Venice Municipal Fishing Pier is on the back burner, but that means the popular fishing spot will be open for at least the July 4th holiday, if not Labor Day. Still, if work can't be done by late September or October, there is a contingency plan to make sure it won't impact the height of fishing season. Sarasota County Deputy David Scott is a father of 4 and U.S. Army veteran who was recently diagnosed with a type of leukemia that affects the blood and bone marrow. Yesterday, he was admitted to Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa for 3 weeks of treatment. Carlos Minez will have more on his story and how you can help his family. And we have an early preview of the 2018 AACT World Fest at Venice Theater. It features 15 theater troupes from 14 different countries and runs June 18th to 23rd with performances, workshops, and receptions. Arts editor Jay Handelman is here now to tell us much more about this. Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
So tell us all about it, because I'm not too familiar with this.
Okay, so this is going to be the 3rd time the Venice Theater has hosted an event that's been going on for many years. It's held every 4 years, and it's presented or sponsored by the American Association of Community Theaters, which is an organization that most of the community theaters in the country take part in. They have annual festivals and competitions, and every 4 years they do this World Fest, and they bring in theater troupes from around the world doing the kind of theater that we rarely see here. There's a company from China that will be doing something that's in the tradition of Chinese opera.
Oh, okay.
There are plays that are done in their native languages, but often with a lot of action so that you can follow along even if you don't understand the language.
I see, yeah.
They're done as 1-hour performances, which is how the American festivals are done, and so you can, and they are blocked so that you can see 3 shows in a night, and each of the shows is adjudicated. They have a panel of 3 jurors, and by the end of the week they have an awards program.
It's fantastic.
So it's a chance for people to sample theater that they would never get to see, and there are receptions every night, there are workshops during the day, and a lot of the people who sign up for the entire thing can see 15 shows from 14 different countries, and get to know the performers. There's a night where there's a party one night, but there's always a reception after the performances, and the actors and artists are there. So it's a great chance to have some international bonding. And so this is the story that's coming out today is an early advanced look, and we'll be taking a deeper look and describing all the shows in a few weeks. The festival is running June 18th to the 23rd.
That's fantastic.
And Murray Chase, the executive director of the theater, told me that they have decided that they're going to start doing this every 2 years. So the next one will be in 2020, and which gives them a chance to keep like the systems in place.
Right.
And going, so as soon as this one ends, they'll start looking for theater companies to come back in 2 years.
That's fantastic, because we were talking a little bit earlier. The last one was
2014.
Several years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's, things would slow down, and then they would, eventually start thinking about it, because there are issues of, these theaters are doing these shows, and then the people from Venice Theater might find them and say, oh, we'd like you to come, but to keep the show together and the people for 2 years or 3 years can be difficult, so this will make things a little bit smoother.
It does, yeah. It does seem like a huge undertaking, especially to get this together, and then, as you said, to kind of move forward with it.
But it's always, I've been to most of the shows in the last 2 festivals they had here, and I have to say it's one of the most stimulating weeks, because you just don't see things like this in Sarasota or Venice.
Yeah, it's great that we get to sample it, so to speak, So
and it's good for tourism too, because it's bringing people from around the world, filling up some of the hotels down there, and bringing people from this country who come to see what they're doing.
So how can folks see this, or do they have to get tickets somewhere? Or what do they do?
Yes, they sell passes. I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but if they go to VeniceStage.com, which is the Venice Theater website, there's a tab you can push on for all the details. It lists all the shows, describes them, how you can get passes, and the schedule of workshops and things. And if you register for the entire festival, and there's a $100 discount for students,
Oh, great.
you can attend everything. And there's also the main stage performances you can buy individual tickets for.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks so much,
Great.
Jay. All right. You'll find these stories and more throughout the day at heraldtribune.com.